Hi, it's me, Josephine, and I made already a video about my baby's favorite toys, and now I'm making a video about my 1-year-old's favorite toys. And I think it was really time for it because my daughter's now 2. I should make that video. Let's get started. Okay, I have a bunch of toys down there. So let's just start with kind of the most Waldorf-y toy of all, because it's just something so natural. Flowers. My daughter used to love flowers so much. She still loves them, but not like she used to love them. She had flowers constantly, everywhere. And she was smelling on them, and she always showed me them, and she said, to show me, you've got to smell on them. They smell good. So she always had those flowers and she put them everywhere and everybody had to smell, and she just loved these flowers so badly. And we still have here a little bowl full of those dried flowers. And this bowl is a coconut shell actually. There are different kinds of flowers, some what we found outside and other ones what we got as a present, and we just dried so she can play with them until there's nothing left. The next is a little bit more spectacular because she still loves all those shakers and rattles, but during the time when she was 1, she found one of the harmonicas I have, because I have a bunch of them in different sizes, because my grandfather, he was playing kind of every instrument without even being able to read notes. And this was one of him, and I gave this one to my daughter. That's a piccolo. And it is of the brand Hona. I should probably clean it because she spits all over it. And that's why it looks like that. And she throws it around and she's very rough with it, but she plays on it, and I think that is very, very cool when a kid wants to play in that age. In the typical Waldorf education, you're used to start with other instruments than with the ones where you actually blow inside in that age. And you usually start more like, with the ones where you use your fingers or like a violin or so. But my daughter decided she wants that, and I'm not taking it away from her. Because if she wants that, if that is her passion, then I'm not in her way. And I think it's pretty cute. And she started already having more than just one tone, like being able to actually making some sort of a melody, and she started with that very, very early. At the beginning it was just loud and hurt, but it's changing step by step. So I definitely recommend, if your child finds one of your instruments very interesting, do not take it away and just let your kid explore, as long as it's nothing that could break so easily, like one of those flutes that are made out of porcelain or so. We do have them too, but she's only allowed to play with them when we are directly ready to catch and on the carpet. You never know what your kid is gonna do in the next moment. So another thing, what is probably a little more special and not so typical, is to have those brushes as a toy. I really love Montessori, and I love how the kid is able to reach the things and do everything by themselves, like wash their hands, brush their hair, brush their teeth and all of that. But I'm just more like a Waldorf-y mom. But we have actually the things always, so my daughter, or our daughter, sorry. Anyway, so our child is able to reach everything, and she was from the beginning able to reach her hairbrush, and she loves to use it, and it's a very soft one. It's one of those baby brushes. I bought this in Germany when she was still in my belly. That's very natural, that's wood, and this is natural hair. Not sure what animal hair, but it's an animal. And it has this stamp, so yeah, I also don't know the brand anymore, but I know I bought it in the DM store That is a store you can find in Germany or in some other European countries, but sadly not in the US. I miss this store so badly. They had so many wonderful things for good prices, and I hope one day they open one of those DM stores in the US, because that would be just so... it would make my life better. Anyway, I got this there. My daughter loves it. She loves it so much. She brushes her hair and she brushes our hair. She brushes her doll's hair and even her animals, her stuffies. She just loves to use this hairbrush. Very, very common, very typical when the kids are around 1 year old and they start walking, that you have one of those animals what you can pull. And we have the Pepe and Friends dog of the company Harper. Harper is kind of eco as much as I know, and it's also a German brand. Seems like most eco brands are from Germany. Luckily not all, but most of them. And I really surprisingly found this German dog here in the US in a second-hand store, and I just couldn't pass on it, and I had to get it for my daughter because she was in love with dogs during that time. She was just all about dogs. And then she got her own dog. And it's very cute because this dog can do all of those stunts and things, and it's just one of those cool animals. It does not really matter what you get. As soon as you have one what is in your home, your kid will probably love it. But we got the dog because my daughter was into dogs. Our daughter. I don't know why I always say my daughter. I mean, I did not get a cat by myself. Anyway, so really, really cute. And I really think that this is a toy that was worth to get. Okay, another one of her favorites, this one. I already took a video just about this toy, so I will put it over there so you can find it. And this is just a really, really great toy. There are so many good things I can say about it, but like I said, I already took a video where I explained that. She loves to drink out of that since the beginning. She has it, and I really think this is the perfect toy for 1 year old. And of course you can buy it for older kids. I just want to say, when the kid is around 1, the kid is able to start playing with that really well. But she will have that probably for way longer, because there are just so many things you can do with that. And I'm taking care of older kids too, and every child loves this. Really, every child loves this because there's just so much you can do with that. Grimm's toy. Big Grimm's fan, I know. Another very typical toy to have when the kid is turning 1 are blocks. With wooden blocks you can do so much. You can be creative for years, and I really think you should invest in well-made, good quality wooden blocks what your child can play with very long, but you can also buy cheap ones. I kind of made a combination out of all. We have these blocks from the company Glückskäfer, or is it Grimm's? I'm not sure. I bought them used, that's why I don't know. We also have the blocks what look like the tree with the bike around. We have just random blocks. We also have just random big wooden pieces what I filed around to make them into blocks, into huge blocks, massive blocks, what you can build like very big things to do. Like if you want to have a house, a dollhouse or something, you can build it with those big blocks. They are not the biggest, these are the smallest actually, and this one is the biggest, so you can actually build really cool things with that. What's also very, very common to have for 1 year old are stuffed animals. My daughter got this one when she was a newborn. I know this one is not really Waldorfy. This was just what I bought before I was into all of that, when I was still pregnant. And yeah, this bunny is wearing a Barbie doll shirt. This is a shirt for little girls, which was this, I mean, you can see it. This is 90s. This was mine. I was wearing that. I had this Barbie wearing the same shirt like me. And it still fits this bunny, so why should we keep it? Not very Waldorfy, but definitely eco to still have this shirt. And you can of course have more Waldorfy stuffed animals, like we have here this elephant. It's knitted out of wool, filled with wool. Or here this donkey with the horse tail. Don't ask me, I don't know. But this is the donkey. And this is also wool, filled with wool. so you don't have to go that way. I bought it before I was all into Waldorf, and I'm not gonna throw it away. It's the favorite stuffy of my daughter's. I'm not gonna throw it away, definitely not. But I would highly recommend, if you're already into Waldorf, make those things or buy those things instead of that. But if your child really wants one of those, then that's just how it is. Anyway, there are also the different options. My daughter was also totally into cats and dogs, not just dogs. Like I said already before, she was into dogs when she turned 1. And we get some wooden animals, and we also have some felted animals like this cat here. I know the size is a little weird, but I mean, if you see them next to each other, it's more like a tiger than a cat, even though it's a cat against this dog. But yeah, I think that is also something very great for 1-year-olds to have animals, like the felted ones, the knitted ones, or the wooden ones, to just play with and be creative and let it all out. And of course, kids love to copy us. They love to copy what happened in their life. That's how kids play. So what my daughter loves to do, and started really extremely when she was 1, is to play with dolls, that they are her babies. And when she was 1, she loved to have the smallest ones because they just were easier for her to handle from her size, or with her size, being in her size, with having the smallest kind of dolls. She did not really touch the bigger ones during that time as much as she is doing it now. So these are her favorites since she was a newborn, because these were her suckies. We have a bunch of them. This is just organic cotton. Here in the middle is wool, in the arm, in the hands and in the feet is wool, in the head is wool. And it's very simple, really very, very simple. This one here is from the brand Alana, also bought at the DM store in Germany. This one here, this has also wool in the head, in the hands, but not in the body. It's also of the brand Alana, and it's also mostly wool, but like I said, not what's here inside, because I gave away our heating bags, or however you call them in English. Those bags where you have water in this plastic rubber thingy, and then you usually have them inside of a felted animal or so, when the kid is sick, to warm it up. There are, I have no idea, I don't remember. I know we have it also with cherry seeds in one, but this is something smaller. Anyway, this is one of those things what you put in the microwave, or you put it on a European heater. In the US, you cannot really put it on heaters because they are different. They're so tiny on the bottom, and in Germany they are big and you can lay something on top. That's how I heated it up over there. Over here you need a microwave in the US. So you heat it up and then you put it back in the doll, and it will be very great for your child to hold because it gives heat away, gives heat up. Heat away. It's warm and it's nice to feel. Yeah, it is really great. So if your child is sick, then this is just something very nice to have. I also used it for me, actually, not just for my daughter. I took it out when my milk was clogged, and I used it to warm up my breast. Yeah, not inside of the doll, but just the thing. But I actually could have done it also with a doll like this. But yeah, my daughter loved to play with those dolls because they were just her babies, and she hugged them, she made them cry, and she gave them kisses and was talking to them in her own baby way. And she really, really loved them and still loves them. She loves all of those toys, so otherwise we wouldn't have it anymore. But yeah. These are her favorite toys, and now we're coming to the other favorite toys, the big ones, but I couldn't show. There's the wobble board. The wobble board is big. It is a huge board where you can either stand on top and wobble kind of like on a skateboard or so. It's like a balance board. They also call it balance board. Or you turn it around, and we have it usually in the bathroom so my daughter can climb up and wash her hands. And then we pull it out sometimes, and then, like I said, she does that. She's also pretty good in standing on the skateboard. She has a lot of balance. I believe it is coming from that, because she was, as soon as she was able to stand, she was standing on the wobble board and training that with her dad, because she saw us doing that and having lots of fun. It is really fun also for adults. So if you as an adult want to do it, get the XL board, the big one. If you have like a wooden floor or so, I really think it would be great to have the ones would have the felt to make sure that it's not sliding away or slipping away. If you have carpet, then it makes sense to get just the regular wooden ones. And yeah, it's just a very great toy. It will be here probably forever. We will never give it away again. Okay, and the last one, that is a climbing toy. I was looking into all of those pikler triangle climbers, and I know pikler is more some Montessori thing, but also a lot of Waldorf parents usually have those pikler triangles because it's just keeping the child busy, and it has so many things how you can use it. But I did not decide to get the typical one, the original one. I decided to get something more crazy where you can change up more. I will definitely also put down the link because I really highly recommend it. I don't get paid for any of the things I show today. I don't get paid at all, actually. Anyway, this is just a very great toy. Just today we change it up again. We are doing this constantly. We're changing it up every few weeks or every month or so. My daughter is going so crazy whenever we change it, and then she has something new to explore and figure out how she can climb, what she can do. Can she put some fabrics over it and go crazy that way? Or we did that also for her when she was too little to do it on her own, and then we were going inside under it and had the flashlight and she was holding it and we were reading stories. It's cute. It's a really cool thing, but it takes room. It takes lots of space. So consider that before you buy it. Is there enough space? And yeah, just think about that first before you get it. Where do you really put it at the end? Especially because ours came with a slide but you can turn around to climb up there. And okay, and I hope you have a beautiful time, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give this video a thumbs up and help me with my channel to grow even more. Goodbye, see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.